Children, today we are going to learn about some basic concept of organic reactions. Generally, while writing a chemical reaction, reactant will be in the left hand side, product will be in the right hand side. Similarly, in organic reactions, instead of reactant, substrate, the name substrate will be used plus reagent. Instead of the reactant, substrate plus a reagent, giving an intermediate product, intermediate state or transition state, that is in between. Inter means between the reactant and the product. An intermediate state. This lifetime is very short, so it will not live for more. At once, it will give the product. This is the general format of the reaction in organic reaction. So here the substrate, this is like reactant. This undergoes chemical change. The substrate mostly is an organic molecule which undergoes chemical change. This reagent is which brings about chemical change, which they may be an organic, inorganic, or any age like heat, photons, etc. So substrate reacts. This brings about the chemical change. Both react, giving the intermediate product. This is a short-lived intermediate and giving the product. Now, this reaction can occur in 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, many steps. So some steps will take place quickly. Some step will take place more time. So while in a reaction, the step which takes place very slow, that is slowest step. This is the rate determining step, RDS, which determines the rate, that is speed of the reaction. Rate determining step, the slowest step in the chemical reaction. The reaction which takes place in many steps, the slowest step is the rate determining step. So, the organic reaction can be understood here mainly by the flow of electrons. By following the direction of flow of electrons and the type of intermediate formed. The direction of flow of electrons represented by a curved arrow. If one electron flows means it is a half curve, this one. It is called as fish hook arrow. If the movement of pair of electron shown by a double-headed arrow. This double-headed arrow starts from the negative end, negative and ends with the atom to which the electron need to be transferred. Starts from the electron, from the negative, and ends with the atom to which the electron needs to be transferred. So two types of arrows, fish hook arrow, double-headed arrow. Movement of one electron, movement of a pair of electrons. So all organic molecules contain covalent bond. This is formed by mutual sharing of electron between two atoms. So these covalent bond can be break in two different ways. One is homolytic cleavage. Number 2, heterolytic cleavage. Homolytic cleavage. Homo means same. Here, the covalent bond breaks equally such that if a bond breaks, usually a bond consists of two electrons. If this bond breaks, the two electrons move Suppose A atom, B atom present means both the electron, this electron moves here, this electron moves here, forming A dot, B dot. These are free radicals shown by a fish hook arrow. One-headed arrow. Free radicals. Free radicals. This cleavage occurs under high temperature and in the presence of UV light. So these are free radicals formed by the homolytic cleavage. So as a free radical with an unpaired electron, it is neutral and unstable. It has a tendency to gain an electron to become a stable molecule. This is an unstable molecule. It has a tendency to gain an electron to attain a stable molecule. So, in organic reactions which involve homolytic fission, they form, for example, if CC bonds, here the bond breaks and forms alkyl free radicals. If a compound contain, this is methyl group, methyl free radical. If a compound containing one methyl radical, compound containing two methyl radical, compound containing three methyl radical. This is more stable when compared to secondary, tertiary. Tertiary means 3. This is more stable when compared to this one, then this one. So the type of reagent which promote the homolytic cleavage are called as free radical initiators. Which promote the homolytic cleavage. Best example, AIBN and peroxide. What is AIBN? Bis isobutyronitril. Bis isobutyronitril. And peroxides like benzoyl peroxide. Peroxide formula H2O2, instead of this H2, one benzene ring, and CO group is benzoyl. For example, CO in the presence of UV light, the bond breaks here, forming benzene free radical plus 2CO2. Next, what is heterolytic cleavage? So homolytic cleavage, the bond breaks equally and giving the benzene free radical and carbon dioxide is released. So these are all which are taught homolytic cleavage, what is free radical, when it takes place, the order of stability, what is free radical initiators, what is alkyl free radical, everything given clearly, flow of electrons shown by single-headed arrow, double-headed arrow, substrate, reagent, intermediate state, product, slowest step, RDS, everything given in book page number 162 in volume 2. Heterolytic cleavage, next video I will explain.